If you think the right way to start your cleaning business is to go all in and quit your job, then let me tell you something. I'm going to save you a lot of time, stress, and money in this video because that is not the right way to go about it at all. It's actually the worst way to go about it. You're going to learn why in this video. Also, how you can come in as a complete beginner and knock it out of the park, hit that 10K mark within the next 90 to 120 days. Without burning out because you're doing a lot of extra work. You won't be. I'm also going to show you how to get people to trust you even though you're brand new. Very important. It's also going to save you a lot of time, believe it or not. And the third thing you're going to discover is the easiest way for someone who's super busy to land their first cleaning contract. I'm going to share all of that plus another couple golden nuggets that are going to help you big time. If you're new around here, my name is Mike Mack, founder of AutomatedCleaningBusiness.com. I also wrote the Amazon bestseller, Pick Up Cash, Not Trash. I've been in this industry for over a decade, and what makes me unique is that I believe so strongly in working with less clients who pay more money. That way we can build this cleaning business around our lifestyle and actually get freedom and not just create another job for ourselves. Okay, so now let's attack the elephant in the room. Why am I telling you shouldn't go all in? Isn't that what most people would advise? You're starting a business, go all in. If you're silly, yes, that's the right way to go about it. But I'm trusting you don't want to be silly. No, you want to build this company into an asset. So this idea that you have to quit is it's going to be counterproductive. Why? Well, because in the beginning, this company will need a little bit of funding, right? A little bit towards your marketing just to make sure that you are landing your clients. Ultimately, you want to give this business a lot of room to breathe. Now, I would say if you are dedicated over the next 6 to 12 months, you could be in a position where you're putting $10,000 per month in your pocket. That's if you play your cards right, and that's if we focus on the right types of offices that will pay $5,000, even $10,000 per month. Yes, you have them in your area. More on that later. But we're not going to be able to do that if you jump all the way in and then you have no ability to fund the things you need for your cleaning business, which isn't a ton, but you still do need it after all. So hold on to that job. Okay, now brass tacks, starting with number one. How do you get this thing off the ground while you're busy all day with your 9 to 5? I mean, don't you have to meet customers? And how am I going to be able to do that, Mike, if I'm at work all day? Well, now I'm going to tackle that for you in 1 second. But first, I want you to think about it for a second. Who are we going to be talking to as this service provider for a commercial cleaning company? Well, we're going to be talking to busy office managers. Well, what are busy office managers doing all day? They're being busy. They're in meetings. They're running the practice if it's a medical office, okay? They are managing the budget. They're doing all types of things during the day. You're busy with your career. They're busy with theirs. So it actually works out perfectly that you're both busy at the exact same time. It also is going to help you because let's say someone did want to meet, let's say during the day, and you can't because you're busy. We use that to our advantage, and it goes towards our brand if we say, actually, I am a bit busy today. I have a couple other meetings going on. That being said, are you open to meeting, let's say, today or tomorrow around 5 to 5:30 p.m.? I could potentially make that work. Let's just say they can't make 5 to 5:30 work because it's a little bit late, and let's say they're leaving for the day. If that's the case, just set up a time around your lunch break in a day or two after, because let's be real, skipping one lunch break is not going to kill you. Go meet with that potential client, make a good impression, and get them to sign on that dotted line, and then you're rocking and rolling. Now for number two. All right, Mike, how do I get them to trust me because I am brand new? Because I was thinking maybe, Mike, I could just get started, take a bunch of little house cleaning jobs, get some positive reviews, and then I'll be ready for the bigger fish. Be honest. Have you thought about that before? It's okay if you have. Most people do. But what if I told you that is actually counterproductive for a few different reasons? Starting with number one, cleaning smaller offices or houses doesn't make you more qualified. Number two, it actually just burns up your time working on non-profitable jobs just to prove to bigger clients that you can clean their space. Now, I can go on more about that, but instead I want to keep you focused on one very specific thing. You and your reviews are not nearly as important as your potential client and their problems. What I mean is, when you meet this particular client and you focus all of your attention on them. Ask them questions like, what's got you thinking about making a change? What part of working with your current provider, I guess, stresses you out the most? What's one or two things that if your new cleaning provider came in and they did such an amazing job, you would feel 10 times better? See, what you're doing is you want to put all the attention on them, because if all the attention is on them and their space and their feelings and their anger, their frustration, you know what it's not on? You and your background. If you come in and make a good impact by just being upstanding, polite, you smile, you have a service mindset, you are going to do extraordinarily well, because it just doesn't matter who you've worked with before. They know how they feel meeting you because you've made them think about themselves. And so because of that, you got their attention and you got their trust. So you're most likely going to get this contract. Now let's go to number 3. What's the easiest way to land your first contract? Now, why did I say your easiest way? I said your easiest way because there are so many great ways to land contracts. There really are. I'm a direct mail guy, but I'm not going to tell you to do direct mail, not in the beginning, right? Not until you understand persuasion, you understand your messaging, you understand your positioning within the area. That's too complicated, not in the very beginning. In the beginning, it really is just working your local network. Notice I said, don't go to a networking group. I'm saying work within the bounds of your network. People that already know, like, and trust you. This is the easiest way to get your first client. And I think that's very important. Check that. It is extremely important for you to land your first client right out of the gate. That's what I focus on with all my clients. When I get them in, I'm like, we got to get your first client as fast as possible, because you need to believe this is real. Because when you get that first contract, when they sign on that dotted line, you feel like $1 million. Your confidence goes through the moon. And when it's there, well, then you won't be stopped, especially when you have the right systems in place. And if you don't have the right systems in place and you want my help, click the first link in the description. Book a time to talk with my team, no obligation call, see if we'd be a good fit to help you get there. Or if you want, you can message me directly on Instagram if you have a question or two before you book that call. Either way, we got your back, got you covered. But if you're looking for a little bit more of a bird's eye view for how you can actually pull this off, watch this video right here. Go check it out. I'm waiting for you over there.